What is going on, guys? It is your Jersch bringing you a brand new YouTube video. Today, I am going to be doing something never done before. That's something that tends to reoccur on my channel. I like to do things that I don't normally do very often. This is one of those things. I like to do new things, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to be ranking some albums from one band in particular, that being the Amity Affliction. Now, this is a band that I recently got into. My girlfriend got me into them. I used to kind of shit on them because of how hard they went, and honestly, now I'm kind of about it. I really learned to like how hard they go, and some of the stuff that they put out is extremely epic. So I think now that I've listened to every single album of the Amity Affliction, I think it's time to rank them. Why not? This is kind of how I tend to listen to music. I listen to each album that bands tend to put out, and I kind of go off of. I'll listen to an album more than once if I really like it. If I don't like it, I kind of listen to each one of these albums 10 times. And then if I don't like it, then I stop listening to it. But if I do like it, I'll probably listen to it 10 more times, 30 more times. I mean, that's just how I listen to music. So if you believe there's a band out there worth listening to every album, like the Amity Affliction, let me know down in the comments, and I'll consider it. The bands that I've done this with are the Amity Affliction, Linkin Park, and A Day to Remember, and maybe Imagine Dragons. I don't know for sure on Imagine Dragons, but Linkin Park and A Day to Remember as well. But let's go ahead and get started with this rankings list. I may have some music playing in the background. Maybe each time I rank something, I'll have the favorite song from each album play. So we'll just go with that. And I should probably pull up these albums so I know what songs I can pick from each album. Only albums are included in this video. Alright, let's get started here. The first, or I should say, my seventh pick, my least favorite pick for the Amity Affliction. Let's see here. Let me get my tool. We're going to go ahead and pick Misery. Just get it out of the way. And I'm not saying it because it sucks. I'm just saying there's not a lot on here that I really care about. There's some good songs on here, don't get me wrong. The Gift Horse, fantastic song. Like, oh my god, one of their best songs ever. Kick Rocks, Feels Like I'm Dying, Die, Drag the Lake. I mean, these are all good songs. But the rest of the album, in my opinion, just didn't really hit me very good. So I'm going to put this as my seventh favorite. And then as for my favorite song on here, let me grab my other tool here. Favorite song is going to be, let's do Kick Rocks. Alright, moving on. Next album. Alright, and this is going to get very difficult as we get further into this video because I really do like most of these albums. Next album, I'm going to go with their first one. And this is called Sever Ties. Sever Ties is their first album, and this was a fairly difficult album for me to get into just because I didn't really start with this album. I kind of listened to the newer stuff first, and then I would listen to Sever Ties. That was the last album I listened to. Probably a bad idea. But with that being the case, it's going to go on my number 6 spot. And, you know, it isn't last, like Misery. For some reason, Misery just didn't really hit me right. But Sever Ties is definitely not something I would listen to over and over and over again. However, there are a couple good songs on here that I will mention. Snitches Get Stitches and the Blair Snitch Project, which I think that one's probably going to be my favorite song on there. Blair Snitch Project. Alright. Next up, let's see here. What do I have to pick from? We're going to go with this one. Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them. And this is their newest album. Kind of weird how these two are right next to each other. Their first album and the last album that they've put out. Not their last album, but this is the one that they just put out. Or this is the newest album that they've put out. So for this one, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't really care for it because I feel like it wasn't done. It's got 11 songs on it, and I feel like this was an album that could have been enhanced with Midnight Train and Don't Wait in the Water. Had they have put those two songs on there, I don't know if I would have put this here. But with those two songs not on there, I don't know why I should push it forward with only 11 songs, you know? I mean, it's not really... I think that's a short album. In my opinion, that's a bit shorter than what most albums should be. In my opinion, an album should be 12 to 14 songs. And that's just my opinion. 14's a lot. 12 to 13, in my opinion, is the bar for an album. If you're not reaching that, then it's just a little cut short for me. And 11, 11's just gonna do it for me on that. So as for my favorite song on this album, oh man, and you know, there's not really a lot of redeeming qualities about this album either. I hate to sound like I'm shitting on this, and for anyone out there that disagrees with me, just keep in mind this is my list, alright? So fuck off and just enjoy the video for what it is. Favorite song on this album? I think I'm gonna do Just Like Me. Not exactly like a very heavy song, but I think it's a good jam. Okay, now we're gonna talk about these four. Now these three I chose because they are albums that I really don't care for. You know, the more I think about this one probably should have been here. This one should have been here, but this is where we're at, okay? And you know what? Hold on a second. My list. Alright, no going back from there. I think Misery is better than this album, now that I think about it. So, that's what we're going with. Moving on. This may come as a shocker to some of you, because this album was very popular. But this, this is a great album, alright? There's nothing wrong with this album. It's just... it has to go number 4 because I think these three are better. It's a really, really good album. Don't get me wrong. But it doesn't match these at all, in my opinion. As for my favorite song on this album, and by the way, this album's called This Could Be Heartbreak. So, as for my favorite song on here, hang on a second. It's a little too big. Alright. I Bring the Weather With Me, honestly, it's probably like the highlight of that album. However, there are quite a few good songs on here. This Could Be Heartbreak, Nightmare, Tear Me Apart, All Fucked Up. After that, I mean, I didn't really care about the bottom part of this album. This album also had 11 songs. This album was cut short. Sucks to suck, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to completely take back what I said on 11 songs being short, because one of these albums in here has 10 songs and I'm pushing it forward quite a bit. I'm not going to say which one it is yet because it's not time for it. But we're moving on to third place. Third place. Which album should I give third place here? I think we're going to go with this one. It really hurts to do this because now we're getting to these really, really good ones, and shit. It does hurt to put this one in third, but Let the Ocean Take Me. And I put this one here because, in my opinion, these two are better. This is a really solid album. Really good one. there's a lot of good ones on here. Lost and Fading, I listened to that one the other day just for the hell of it, because I know it's a good song. Pittsburgh, Don't Lean on Me, The Way Down. This whole album, I mean, you could go through this album and probably not find a bad song. There are a couple on here that I really don't care for, and maybe that's why I'm putting it in third. But as for my favorite song on here, let's see here. Oh, I know what it is. Easily. Give It All. This song, it just hypes me up, honestly. If I'm having a super tough day at work, or if I'm just tired beyond belief, this is a song I tend to go to get me through anything, because this song just hypes me the hell up. So if you're ever in the gym and you need a hype up song, I recommend that one. It's freaking awesome. Alright, now we get down to the last two. We have Chasing Ghosts and Young Bloods. Now, I never mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but I already made this video, and I kind of screwed up on my webcam placement. I had it down, okay, how do I do this? It was down there in the corner, and I already screwed this up. Oh my gosh, are you freaking serious? I might be able to edit that out, actually. Okay, that's completely edited out. And honestly, I don't think it will be there even on top of this guy when it was there. I'm so silly when it comes to this editing shit. Whatever. Alright, let's get down to business here. First and second place go to these two, but which one goes where? Ah, man. You know, I really, really freaking love Young Bloods. It was the second album they put out. Super underrated album. And I'm trying to get Amber into it. And honestly, in the last video, I put it in first place. But the more I think about it, this album didn't miss. It didn't miss it. It didn't miss at all. So Youngbloods, unfortunately, now, you know, looking back on it, I'm going to put that in second place. And let's talk about Youngbloods for a second. This was the second album that they put out. And it is really, really, really good. There are songs on there that I didn't really connect with completely. You know, I mean, I have that with all of these albums except for this one. But if you haven't listened to the old Amity Affliction, and when I say old, I'm not meaning like this old, Severed Ties. I'm talking about Youngbloods. If you haven't listened to Youngbloods, oh man, I highly recommend it. It's very fresh, very new Amity Affliction. And as for my favorite song on this album, and I'm also going to change my favorite song as well. My original favorite song was Old English 800. Now I'm going to say it's Dr. Thunder. Easily. Dr. Thunder. It's unbeatable. It is such a good song. And now we come to the final album, Chasing Ghosts. And like I said before, this album didn't miss. So if you're looking for a great starter album to get into the Amity Affliction, I recommend this one. This is an album. If you're not into some really, really heavy shit, this album's probably not going to be for you, because it's just, that's kind of what it is. It is heavy shit. I think most of this stuff is heavy shit, really. I mean, that's just what the Amity Affliction is about. But I mean, this is like the heart of the Amity Affliction. This is a fantastic album. Every song on here was good. And I'll say it: Chasing Ghosts, Life Underground, Rip Bond, Open Letter, Greens Avenue, I Heart HC, Flower Bomb, Pabst Blue Ribbon on Ice, She of Sucks, 666, Bondi St. Blues, Born to Die, Snickle Fritz, and 15 Pieces of Flair. Every song on this album was fantastic. That's why it has to go in first place. As much as I have a love for Youngbloods, like a very, very strong connection with Youngbloods, this album just didn't miss at all. And it'd be like a crime to put it in second behind this one. so I can't. So as for my favorite song, yeah, this is kind of a tough one too, because it kind of changes. This, when it comes to this album, my favorite song kind of changes from time to time. I said it in the first one that I made, that it was Born to Die. I really, really like 15 Pieces of Flair. But I'm going to say it again. I think it's Born to Die still. I mean, Born to Die is just one of those songs that hypes you up. Kind of like Give It All. So, there you have it. That is my list. That is my Amity Affliction rankings list. And if you don't like it, then I'm not really sorry, because this is my list. So, fuck off, bitch. If you enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up. And if you're not subbed already, go hit the subscribe button. It means a lot, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Wanna know what love is to me? It's barely holding on and gritting my teeth, knowing what I hold is more precious than gold.